Once again, XRP Ripple is at the center of a cryptocurrency case, and this time it's testing Coinbase, the biggest cryptocurrency market in the world. Despite the market's recent turmoil, an incredible development has occurred. Coinbase is taking extraordinary measures to safeguard XRP and will be increasing its price even further. It would be awesome, wouldn't it, if the price could go up to $15,000, 0 cents. We can simplify things for you. You'd be astounded. The controversial Benade Dah XRP token from Ripple is back in the news, but this time it's being tested on Coinbase rather than Ripple itself. Although it appears to be a loss, it may really lead to a price hike. A surprising turn of events, Coinbase was recently sued by Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield, who claimed that the business was selling XRP and other unregistered securities on its main platform and Prime service. Gemini co-founder Tyler Winklevoss has spoken out against this. This action has rekindled the regulatory arguments which many in the Bitcoin industry thought had died down. It was clear that Winklevoss was being genuine because X took notice of a post he wrote right away. Maybe the Oregon Attorney General didn't get the memo because a U.S. federal judge has already ruled that XRP isn't a security and that the whole thing is a squandering of taxpayer money. There are others who have gone so far as to claim the state's Department of Justice asserts that the federal government's inaction under the previous administration created a regulatory vacuum, which is why Oregon is seeking to remand the matter to the state level. But a lot of people working in the field think this kind of thinking is completely absurd. Having said that, the Attorney General ought to be dismissed from office for disobeying established legal precedents. Ripple, Coinbase, and other cryptocurrency businesses have already had their charges dropped by the SEC, which suggests a more substantial change in its regulatory approach. Oregon's determination to move forward looks both ill-placed and politically motivated, even though it is backed by legal justifications. The legal staff at Coinbase, headed by CLO Paul Grewal, has expressed their displeasure. According to Grewal, the lawsuit isn't about protecting investors, but rather about power, since it disregards facts, the law, and prior court rulings. Curiously, Coinbase is still going strong. It was announced a few days after the lawsuit was filed that it would be expanding its XRP products even more by adding XRP futures contracts to its derivatives platform. That's not a corporation trying to avoid problems. It's getting two agreements done at once. Actions during the period when the SEC was being excessively strict. Now that the storm has gone and Ripple is well established, Coinbase is boosting the visibility of XRP, which might lead to an influx of capital and spotlight for the token. We know from past experience that XRP can skyrocket once rules are no longer needed to guide its price. After Ripple prevailed in court in 2023, the value of XRP almost quadrupled in a single day. A new era of wealth may have begun with this most recent incident. You can protect your assets with futures contracts. And when institutional players enter the picture, it's a sign that the token market is about to develop. A cryptocurrency exchange talks with the key parties, and it incorporates XRP futures. Not only has XRP returned, but it is also regaining its value as a tool. People are generally upset with the industry, as Tyler Winklevoss's passionate support for XRP shows. Issues at the state level that go against federal court orders and conflicting rules are something that leaders are sick of, but as the Ripple case showed, these very issues could be the fuel that propels XRP to new heights. When problems assist us concentrate, the result is frequently a powerful balance. On the other hand, experts predict a change so monumental that it will catch even regular users off guard. Something is really cooking behind the scenes, and it might cause a price spike unlike any we've seen in a while. Despite its brevity, this line expresses a great deal about the cyclical nature of assets, which the XRP community is starting to feel. Although XRP's price has fluctuated wildly in the past, its increasing use and acceptance in international banking suggests that this time things may be different. Although XRP's reputation as a potentially dangerous product is beginning to shift, King Karen and others have made it clear that 1 million XRP will be in circulation by 2025. There is undeniably an attractiveness to this, especially in light of the industry's current state of flux and the heightened interest in Ripple's legal battles following the apparent resolution of the SEC case. Having said that, there is more. Is 25.5 the year XRP finally takes off? It is impossible to ignore some of the major predictions regarding XRP's future. With a recent tweet that read, "I'm sorry I was wrong about XRP the whole time," Steph admitted her doubts and changed her mind. "We will not settle for $30.00 this time. Instead, we will go for $100.00." The market gets a strong signal about XRP's potential future value when individuals who were previously against the asset start to change their thoughts. Another prominent member of the XRP community, Jack the Ripper, made the astounding prediction that XRP would hit $1.00 by the year 2030. I know this seems crazy to some, but for someone who was skeptical of XRP's potential before hearing Jack's forecast, the sky's the limit. On the other hand, he did say that this attitude is symptomatic of a rising notion among some XRP holders that the token's value isn't merely speculative. Rather, it has the potential to become an integral component of the global financial system, and its price may reflect its usefulness. The XRP community is special because of its members' bold ideas, including this one, with the potential for XRP's usage and acceptance to grow globally in the next years. A $1, a dollar cent price tag by 2030 is not out of the question. An official from Ripple recently made a disclosure that lends credence to these projections. The XRP man has said that a very prominent officials from Ripple told them a tale about how XRP may reach a staggering $15,000.00 in the future and is currently priced at $15.00. The most crucial aspect here is that the token has the potential to enable massive monetary flows through international marketplaces, using XRP as the currency. From this vantage point, the practical application of XRP takes precedence over its intrinsic value. While some may find this amusing, many who support Ripple already consider it not just feasible, but inevitable. This proves that XRP is becoming more than a simple payment system. It has the